welcome to Shooting the Bull. I am your host, Justin, along with
Ariana Teisiger.
And Ross.
Hey guys, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Everybody processing everything that's been going on in the elections so far? Everybody having a good week?
So processed.
It's only 20.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of days left, man. This thing's coming down to the end.
Yeah,
just a few
at long
minutes.
last.
I'm gonna go try to do some early voting. I don't even need to see the.
I don't know what to do because that seems like the thing to do. But then if everyone's doing it, it might make more sense just to not.
Yeah.
Just do it when it's normal. You can we can write in though.
Yeah, you should write me in.
No,
You'd get like one vote.
Who? You?
You
that's
vote for
helping.
yourself.
That's helping.
Is Ariana Teisiger gonna vote for me?
No. I would rather vote for myself than vote for you. I would do a much better job. Even though you and I are both not qualified because we're both underage.
What are you talking about? I'm qualified.
No, you're underage.
I can be president.
35.
It doesn't matter. I'm
You
way
were not
qualified.
35.
I could be president of the United States.
You proved it last week.
I did. I answered all those questions to the best of my ability. So what? I didn't get your vote, but I got all theirs. That's right.
I'm just realizing that hasn't gone up.
Oh, yeah.
What do you-
as soon as I said that, I was like, nobody knows.
That's all right. That's for secret for them to find out about later on.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's coming up later. So we wanted to talk about dreams. Dreams are weird.
Dreams are great.
They're weird. And I've had some strange ones over the time. My favorite dreams that I've ever had are the ones where I was on NyQuil.
Oh, yeah.
NyQuil gives you the most bizarre dreams. In fact, I remember one night I was on NyQuil when I was sick. I was sick and I don't just sit around drinking NyQuil. Let me preface this story by saying I don't just go, I want some NyQuil before I go to bed.
I don't believe that, but continue.
Okay. Yeah. So, I was sick and I was taking NyQuil because I didn't want to deal with all that.
Yeah.
I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning sitting in my boxers on the staircase.
What?
And I had no idea how I got there.
What?
Yeah, I just kind of came to, just sitting there. How long have I been sitting here and what am I doing here? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
That's gotta be pretty unsettling.
Yeah.
I've never woken up anywhere different.
Oh, it's scary.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
Ari used to sleepwalk.
I did.
I did too when I was real little, but I went back to my bed.
Oh, no,
So
I never went back to bed.
I just have stored for other people who saw me doing it.
I never. There was one time I woke up outside on my driveway, and my parents would lock the door randomly during the night.
Right.
And so, I was out there maybe 2, 3 in the morning, because I was trying to figure out by the moon what time it was, because it was back whenever I didn't have a watch or a phone or anything. And so I sat outside from 2 until 6 a.m. until my mom woke up, and then she let me back in.
Wow.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's good. How old were you?
Maybe 11, 12?
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, she sleepwalked.
I peed in a trash can one time.
While you were asleep or just voluntarily?
Well, both, but right now I'm talking about it when I was asleep.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, it was right next to the toilet, and I guess I was sleepwalking, and I went and
Well, at least you shot it into something.
I went just about a foot in the wrong direction.
Well, I had a strange dream the other night.
Yeah, do you want to? Because I had one as well. I don't know if you've had one. Yours is great. Mine's not great.
What's
Mine's terrible.
Well, I was gonna say let's save his for last because I've.
Well, since yours is so terrible, why don't you go first?
Oh, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it was just, this was a few days ago. I was sleeping the entire day. But in my dream, I don't remember most of it or what led up to it, but I was with my ex.
Was I in it?
No. Well, that would just make it a nightmare. But it was just terrible. I was with my ex, and he was, trying to force himself onto me, but then he started bleeding from his eyes, and I kept yelling, why did you put a Ziploc on your face? And that was the dream. I was so upset that he wasn't wearing a Ziploc on his face.
I think he was bleeding from his eyes because he looked at your face.
But I did have this one dream whenever I was 12. This was, right before my grandmother died. Mm-hmm. And my grandmother was in it. And I was in my uniform for Catholic school at the time. It was PE. And my grandmother and I were playing basketball. But then she turned into the basketball. And I shot her into the hoop. And she started yelling at me. And I was like, what did I do? You wanted this to happen. You were the ball.
Your grandma turned into a basketball. And you played
dream.
Ball with her? You shot her into the hoop and you made it?
And she was stuck up there. And she was like, get me down. And I was like, I can't.
That sounds like a creepy.
See, what is that about?
movie.
See, why do dreams do that?
Yeah.
What in the world is your mind doing while you're asleep? Like, that is the craziest shit.
I don't know nearly enough to really speak on it. But
it's a subconscious.
Yeah, it's just trying to just process all this other stuff.
Subconsciously, you thought, like, wouldn't it be great if grandma was a basketball?
I mean,
it's during REM sleep. It's whenever your brain is, like you were saying, is trying to process everything that's been happening throughout your day. I had been playing basketball previously. I also have been hanging out with my grandmother. It
just put them together.
Just grandma becomes a basketball.
Natural progression.
That's how we process that. She literally turned into a basketball and already shot it through a hoop.
I did. She was stuck up there. And it was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
That's very weird.
That would be the strangest
But she also
thing.
had leg braces, and so her braces were just flailing around. And I was like, no.
Wait. The ball had legs?
No, whenever she was a ball, she was just a ball.
And then she
but as
popped
soon as I
back
shot
out.
her, she popped back out into a person. Yeah, she deformed.
I was trying to figure out.
So was it just a basketball, or was it a basketball with like her face?
It was a basketball with the pattern of her clothing. So it was so fucking.
It's actually kind of creepy.
It's very creepy.
Oh yeah, no, I've never had like a normal dream where I'm just like, oh look, I'm at a pond, or like, hooray. No, I've always had like this cat morphed outside of someone's foot, and I'm like, great, cat shoes, and it's just weird.
See, I think that'd be cool because I've had a few dreams kind of like that, but the majority of mine are all still somewhat in the realm of like reality.
Well, what's yours? What was the one you had?
Mine was weird. Both of you were in it.
Oh, cool.
And it was. I think what was going on was. Obviously, all the political stuff's been going on. And then last week, you guys talked about how both of you were going to go shopping. Mm-hmm. Clothes shopping.
I need to show you my cool clothes.
Yeah, these are his cool pants. They're khakis.
Nice. They're cool. I like the shoes. Those are new.
Oh, those are his new shoes too?
Yeah. So that was in my brain that you two were going shopping. Mm-hmm. And in my dream, I just put myself there. So the three of us were going shopping for you.
Okay.
And it was near like some like harbor town type thing. And we were in this weird sort of pawn shop clothing type thing.
Yeah.
And Justin says, hey guys, do you know that Hillary Clinton actually lives close to this place? And it was just a house. It wasn't like a big mansion. She just lived in this town.
A modest house.
Yeah. And we were like, okay. And Justin's great idea was, all right, you guys stay here. I'm going to go find her house. I'm going to break into it. And I'm going to take a shit on her floor. So you left to go shit on Hillary Clinton's
while
floor.
y'all are shopping for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, y'all continue shopping for me. I'm going to go shit on Hillary Clinton's floor.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And
why would I do that?
I have no idea.
I would most likely shit on Trump's
Exactly.
floor.
That's why it was so weird. But you left, and then we both just kind of walked out of the store. The store merged into sort of like a hill, and we saw you, and we just kind of jumped off the hill, and that's when I woke up.
Oh my god.
You had just done it.
I'm coming back to talk about my
like,
glorious event.
Post shit.
Yeah. So I woke up and I
guys,
thought, what was
I've never had a better shit than the one I just took.
Yeah. So that was my dream. I mean, it's kind of funny, but yours is
funny.
Yours is way more funny to me.
Okay, so this is really odd. This is the honest to God truth what happened. It was like overcast setting and everything. I swear. And it was like, I come out, I am me. But I look and sound exactly like Sylvester Stallone from Rambo. I've got on huge muscles.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got a red bandana on, black pants.
Yeah.
And I'm holding 2 machetes in each hand.
Yeah.
But it's me. Like, I'm seeing everything as it's happening, and it's me.
It's like first person.
But I am Sylvester Stallone. Like, I am completely Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
So I come out of this place where I'm at, and there's this short, fat guy there who is by all accounts, I think he's the villain.
Yeah.
He is the villain of the story.
He's in the street.
And he's standing on a grass, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Just a grassy area.
Right.
And I come over with the machetes, and I'm like, hey, Mason!
Hey, Mason.
That's what I said. And I even said it like Stallone. So I was like, hey, Mason! You know? And this guy, he sees me, and now he is afraid. He is afraid of me. Like, I'm coming at him with the machete, and he drops to his knees. And in fact, I was thinking about it even more, Ross. Do you remember Hell's Kitchen Nightmares? There were 2 fat dudes who looked exactly the same on a pizza restaurant.
Yes.
He looked just like that.
Oh, okay.
And he talked like that.
Yeah, they were the twins.
They were the twins.
Who were pretending to be each other.
Yeah.
They were really weird.
It was them. The guy looked just like that.
He boxed that guy.
Yeah. He did.
He tried to instill some like confidence.
And
in
I'm
that guy.
wondering if like
And you just took it
I
completely
wonder if
out.
that's
Of
like I took it completely out because that Kitchen Nightmares is one of my favorite TV shows
it's
of
great.
all time.
Yeah.
I've seen every episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, he comes over, hey Mason, and he drops to his knees and he starts crying. No, please don't kill me. And I'm like, hey, you gotta die, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like getting ready to hit him with the machete, and he's like, please don't take me away from my movies.
What?
He says, crying his eyes out. Crying his eyes out. He says, please don't take me away from my movies. And he's like doing like this. He's got his arms up because he doesn't want to get hit. Please don't take me away from my movies. And I took pity on him, and I didn't kill him. I spared his life.
Maybe that was like you trying to figure out like, oh no, I want to keep doing movies, and like in your subconscious you're like, no more movies for you.
Oh, you're Mason.
You're Mason.
I'm Mason.
Half of you is Mason.
Because people call you Jason.
Ah!
Yeah.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, I get called Jason all the time. In fact, let me tell you a funny story. The head of the EPA comes down, right?
Right.
And I get to meet the head of the EPA. She never comes down to RTP.
Yeah.
Hasn't she seen your films?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So she knows my name, not yours.
She comes down for the thing
Yeah.
that she's doing. She's giving a speech. And I'm in the room where they're getting things set up, making sure everything is working right technically.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going around the room doing the, hello, who are you? Da, 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 da. I told her my name was Justin.
Mm-hmm.
She comes around, she even says, and who are you? And I'm like, I'm Justin. I shake her hand.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, it's very nice to meet you, Jason. And keeps walking. And I was like, oh no. Now when I do a good job at the end, she's going to say this Jason dude did a good job. And I'm going to get none of it. Everybody's going to be like, who the hell is this Jason guy she keeps going on about?
Change her name to Jason.
But anyway.
himself.
There you go.
But anyway, that was my dream, and I took pity on him, and I didn't kill him, and I said, well, just don't do it again. I don't know what that was,
Yeah.
but like whatever he had done with being the villain, I said, well,
Yeah.
just don't do it again. And then
Maybe
I
it
woke
was
up.
One Star Milkway.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that
Just
again.
kidding. That film is great. I love that movie.
I actually like that one. It's through her eyes that I don't like.
Oh my gosh. Have you
yeah.
seen Through Her Eyes?
It's I actually One Thunder Elkway. It's
No, it's funny.
It's not terrible.
It's really funny.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it so much.
through her eyes though. But yeah, that was my dream, and
Have
She's a
you?
great bitch. Ugh.
Have you? You made me. You reminded me of when you said that she was greeting everybody. Have you ever given the wrong name by accident? 'Cause
Oh.
I have.
Yes. Yes.
I actually have. Which
I've
seems
done
like
that
such
during an
a.
audition.
It seems like the dumbest thing to do, but I've actually done it before.
I
by
did
accident.
not know. I did not know at the time that I was doing this, and someone told me about it later, and I said, "Really?"
It was an acting class, right?
Is it
Yeah,
pamphlet?
I went up pamphlet. Yeah,
Pamphlet.
I say it now. I say it right now.
Pamphlet.
Jeez. Yeah, bastards. No, so I was actually in. For the end of our drama class, we had to go up on stage and do these scenes, and the school would come and they would watch and we would perform our scenes.
Like the whole school saw it.
So I was made fun of anyway. It didn't matter. They were gonna make fun of me anyway. So I go up on the stage and I was playing some dude. I don't even remember what his name was. Let's say his name is Dan. Okay, for the purposes of the story, I don't even remember what I was playing. It was in a play called No Time for Sergeants. And
Gotcha.
I was playing one of the military dudes, the dumb one. I was playing the dumb one. And so anyway, I go up on stage and in my mind, I said, hello, my name is Justin. I'll be playing Dan.
Yeah.
What I actually said was, my name is Dan and I'll be playing Dan. And I did not know I did that. I was so nervous because,
Right.
like I said, I was ridiculed in school. I'm standing up in front of all the people doing, about to put on a scene. I knew my life was over.
Right.
So I was nervous when it, but in my mind,
My name is Dan.
So
I'm playing Dan.
so afterwards, I get off the stage and this girl comes over and she's like, you know what you did? And I was like,
My scene.
hopefully I did a good job in the scene. And she said, no. She said, you said your name was Dan and you would be playing Dan. And I was like,
that's I'm glad that happened to you.
and I was like, I said, what? And of course, I look back at the little thing that we recorded, and
Were you-
there. My name is Dan, and I'll be playing Dan.
Were you horrified, or was it funny to you?
Actually, at the time, I was horrified because again, I was like, "Oh gosh, here comes another barrage of attacks."
Right.
Now I find it fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I wish I'd have been like me now back then.
yeah.
I would have been
I think
much cooler.
Oh my gosh.
Like if I was me
Yeah.
now back then, none of this stuff would have mattered. And I would not have been made fun of because I'd have been like having a good time with all of it.
Because back then I was just like sarcastic to everybody.
Yeah.
I would not talk to anyone.
This has
unless
changed?
with sarcasm. Yes.
Well, I was a little weird, and I remember it was my first year of high school, and our English teacher was getting to know us, and she asked me what my name was, and I said Ross, and she thought I said Josh, and I went to correct her, but I stumbled a bit, and I said Rosh, and she said Rosh, and I just went, yeah.
My name is Raj.
I've done that at restaurants when I've gone up there and they're like, "What's your name?" Justin. Dustin? Yes.
Yeah.
And I've just made a conscious effort to make. Okay, when they call Dustin, that's me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've just
Oh shit, I get that all the time. Have you heard my name?
Ariana.
Damn.
You know what my favorite thing was? Whatever happened with her name. I love this story.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a message one time from her close friend. A guy writes me. He says, "Hey, I am really good friends with Ari, and I know you are." No, he said, "I'm really good friend." He calls me.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I am a really close friend of Ariana Tissinger's."
You said Oriana to
Oriana Tissinger's.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, well, you must be.
Yeah.
You must be
I don't
real
think you
close.
are.
That you said her name as Oriana Tissinger.
Oriana
Yeah.
Kissinger.
You must be very close with her.
All throughout high school, all the teachers read my name backwards.
Martin Ross.
They always called me Martin Ross, and because it's always last name 1st,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess just for whatever reason, it just always when they saw it that way, they just kept it that way.
Yeah.
And so they would be. I remember one time the guy was like going down the roll call, and then he was just like, "Martin Ross, where's Marty at? Where's Marty?" And I was like. Even if my name was Martin, I would not be going as
by
by Marty.
Marty.
Like, what
the hell were you,
That's
man?
my uncle's name.
Marty.
Because
Come on, McFly.
Yeah.
his name is, I think his name's Martin, and then my dad's middle name is Martin. So people called him Richard Martian Tysinger,
Oh, God.
Richard Martian.
or else Dick Martian, you know.
Dick Martian.
Well, my middle name is Michael, and so I've got 3 first and last names. Every part of my name can be first or last.
Oh,
I have a fun middle name.
You do.
Randolph.
Randy.
Randolph.
Named after your father.
Yes.
My middle name is also, and my brother has the same middle name as me, and Audra, my girlfriend, thought that was the weirdest thing. That me and my brother have the same middle
It
name.
is odd because you try to name the kids different.
Yeah.
A lot of my second
But
cousins on
Audra
my one side have the same name.
Audra shares a middle name with Mom, though.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to tell her. I was like, had she been a guy or you had been a girl, maybe you both would have had the same.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I think your mom has confirmed that she would not have done that.
Yeah.
I think my dad wanted both my brother and I to be named Michael, and my mom didn't want that.
I think I was almost the
So
name.
we
I
settled for the
think
middle.
the name I almost was sounds a lot cooler than the name I actually got.
Mine
what's your
mine
other name?
She
isn't.
almost called me Matthew David,
Matthew David.
That's pretty good. My
Oh,
mom.
you MD.
and I turned out Justin Randolph.
My mom wanted to call me Duncan.
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 Oh,
I'd leave you donuts all the time.
Yeah.
Duncan.
So yeah, I'm okay with my first name now, but I guess growing up, a lot of people thought it was weird. So I was like, all right. But the thing that annoys me now is there's so many people who aren't really named Ross who are taking that name. A lot of people it's like, oh, it's my middle name. I'm just gonna go by it now.
Yeah.
And it's like I was Ross when it wasn't cool to be Ross.
You're the OG
Yeah.
Now
Ross.
these people want to take it now that it's cool.
We know an actor who goes by the name Ross, and I was telling
Yeah.
him, oh, his name is Ross, and he was like, I bet she's not a real Ross, and then come to find out, nope, he's
Nope.
not. Nope, he's not a real Ross.
Yep, he is Joseph Ross.
Yeah. So-
I've met someone whose brother is named Ross, but I've never met him. So I've actually never met another Ross.
Dang.
Until I met you, I didn't think Ross was really cool because of Friends.
Exactly. That's
Oh.
another thing that annoys
Yeah.
me. Is it's like,
Because that dude was
yeah, and it's David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer.
He's not cool even as David Schwimmer.
Yeah, he's totally not cool. He's not. Although he did a rap battle on one of the shows. on one of the late night shows. It's pretty good.
Really?
Oh.
You ought to see David Schwimmer do a rap battle.
Well, there's a actor,
that was pretty impressive.
There's an actor who's Ross Martin.
There's actually when I made when I was making your IMDb page.
Yeah.
For the films we were doing, I put in Ross Martin.
It already exists.
There's a billion of them.
Yeah, well, there's one who's like relatively famous.
Yeah, he was at the top.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was like underneath that's why like you have like some kind of like crazy Roman numeral next to it.
Oh, do I?
Like,
I haven't even seen the one you made for me.
Well, there's nothing to it really.
Yeah,
So it's one of the ones that I just made to put it on there. But one down that quite film that you did.
Oh, I did do that. I forgot. You guys were talking about it.
He's never seen it.
What?
No, I don't watch myself
Oh
perform.
my gosh.
He doesn't want
It's
it.
The
so
closest I've gotten is I listen to the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do.
That's all I do.
You do
And it
listen
took
to
me a while to do that because I didn't like the sound of my voice.
No one does.
No, it's because it sounds different. You don't hear it the way you think you.
Well, someone told me I sound completely different on the show than I do.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
Because you have a radio voice.
I get it. You have a couple different voices, but I can always tell.
I can do voices. I can do a few.
You do a different voice when you're talking to like a waiter or a waitress.
Yeah, I do. That's like a fun game for me.
It's almost to the point where I've wondered, like, do they think he's being insincere? Because
Right.
you almost put on too much.
Like a little
You think so?
conceited.
A little bit. Like, we went a few weeks ago out, and someone was like, "How are you doing?" Like, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Yes.
And I was just kind of like, I was
Yeah,
like, well,
really
I know Justin.
weird.
I know Justin. I know he's a good guy. He means well. But does she think he's kind of like mocking her?
I'll have a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And you're like,
You're very
"Whoa."
confident.
Yeah,
Most people aren't
it's more of
confident. So when
like,
you see confidence, it almost comes across
like,
as like sarcasm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of like, I guess it's because I don't know why I've always done that. I just like I've always like just kind of.
Because I'm so mild. I'm just
To me,
okay,
it's I'm trying. To me,
Thank you very
to
much.
me, it conveys like if someone was doing that to me, like let's not let's. To me, it's me trying to cut the formalities real quick
What do you mean?
because like
Put an
you know,
end to him?
well, like you know, let's
So rather than
start
just
then.
like being polite and
let's just be cool here.
yeah.
Like, you know,
okay.
we're gonna have
Yeah.
fun. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, like,
Let's just
don't
be
worry
cool
about
here.
it.
Don't even worry. Don't because waiters are nervous enough when they come over and they've had a shit day.
Oh,
so if they come over and I'm just acting like a clown,
Yeah.
they don't have to worry about this table.
See, if I were a waiter, I feel like I'd be like, oh, come on,
Yeah, like
here we
spit
go
in your
again.
water.
Well,
I'd be kind of like, I don't know.
I mean, I spit in your water anyway.
Well, it might just be me, but
pepper in my.
I always sort of err on the side of not being super friendly.
Yeah.
Not to the point of rudeness, but it'll be kind of like, like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and like
that's why
have a conversation.
Well,
with
I don't
you.
know. That's why I
Right.
always greet everyone with like a smile and a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you notice I do that with everyone I meet? Doesn't matter. I'm always starting. But see, because my job, I am constantly around new people.
Yeah.
And meeting people. And my entire job is about high level people being comfortable.
Yeah.
And so.
But that's what I'm saying. I almost feel like that would make someone uncomfortable.
No. They come to me every time.
Okay.
No. I like they'll go out of their way to make sure they get me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. No, it's just all joking around. I mean, but like tonight, I think that was funny.
I
my
thought that was
gosh.
funny too. Do you want to tell the story?
So we go to Chick-fil-A and they've got the people out on the side of the street making the orders now.
Which is the dumbest thing ever. The first time I ever experienced that, I thought it was because their like comm system was down.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
they
you're
just
like,
do
no, we're
that
just
now.
doing it because it's a sunny day. And I'm like, no,
Well, anyway,
get back
we're-
inside.
It was me, Ari, and Ross was in the back, and we are going to split the orders in twain. And and so I took my order.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, the guy in the back will take his. But
And
instead, I just rolled down the window.
The window was still up when you were.
Yeah, the
giving
window
it.
was still up, and I was like, as I'm saying this, I hit the button, and the window comes down to reveal Ross. Right there, ready to take his order. See, that kind of stuff is fun to me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I just like being fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it.
I don't care.
I just wonder if other people. I just
And to be honest, I don't even give a shit what they think because I'm
I'm
never going to see
super
people.
sensitive with food just because I don't want anything happening to my food.
Yes. I get really paranoid sometimes that some people, the way that they treat me sometimes, like if they're just really off. I had one guy at Taco Bell who just stared at me the whole time when everything was waiting for the food to come. And I was like,
weird.
what did you do? What did
Yeah.
you do to it? Why are you
He's
looking
waiting
at
to see
me?
if you'll eat it. Like, oh,
Yeah,
here
he's
she
like,
goes.
Do it.
I think
And then you take a bite, and he's like, ah,
No, you did it! Dumbass.
put a little extra seasoning on that one.
Ew. Ew.
Put a little extra.
That's nasty.
And you ate it. And it was like,
The Domino's incident happened in the state.
yes, where the guy like put the pizza dough down his crotch.
Yeah, and I think he was like licking it and like blowing his nose with the dough. That was in our state.
Oh, fuck that.
I used to work at a certain pizza restaurant, and I had a manager one time that would blow his nose and then keep making pizzas on his hand, but he wouldn't use it like.
Did he do it to be an asshole, or he just was dirty?
He was just dirty.
I mean, that's gross too. But this guy was.
I think
doing
he got busted for being a pedophile.
Well, so he was really dirty.
He was really dirty. That's what
blower.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like a certain pizza restaurant. This was years and years and years and years ago.
Speaking of freaks like that, have you guys heard what happened to Ken Bone?
What happened to Ken Bone?
It turns out he's kind of a freak. People started like investigating into him, and apparently he got all the a few years ago, and all the celebrity naked photos leaked. He was looking at them, and he posted that he was looking at Jennifer Lawrence's butthole.
Oh my!
And that he really liked it. And then apparently he's into pregnant porn. Pregnant women who are in porn.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That freaks me out. Fuck a fetus? That sounds gross.
Did you hear the story of why he wore the red sweater?
Because he ripped his pants. He ripped his pants because he's so fat.
Yeah.
Not to make fun of fat people, but he said it. He was like, "Oh, I gained 30 pounds and I ripped my pants coming to the debate."
Yeah, he ripped his pants.
So his wife dressed him in that little red sweater.
That little red sweater.
That's the thing. He was such an endearing guy, but of course,
poor Ken Bone. Well, they're going to tear him down. Yeah, they're going to tear him up anyway. Poor Ken Bone.
I think he was in some kind of fraud case as well. He was doing some kind of evasion. I'm not 100% sure of the specifics, but yeah. I just thought that was funny because we talked about him last time, and it was all it took was a week for him to get destroyed.
Yeah, someone's going to do it. Someone's going to, when you get that kind of attention that quick, someone's going to try looking through everything you got there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bill Maher was even talking about him on his show.
I kind of, he was pretty harsh on him, but I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, he was very harsh on him.
The premise was, if you're not decided after all this, then you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, I can't believe there's anyone who is undecided. For any reason, if they're undecided, they're not undecided. They're just they don't want to vote for anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not that they're undecided. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I just think most intelligent adult people, whether they like the candidates or not, have made a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How can you not? Especially when they're so polar opposites.
Yeah.
It's not like they're kind of in the middle, so I'm not sure who to go. This is such a clear,
divide.
Divide, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gosh.
But
yeah,
got the next presidential debate. Well, by the time this show airs, tomorrow. I'm going to try to air the show during it. So by the time the show airs, the thing will already have happened. But we can talk a little bit about it. Maybe what to expect to.
I don't know what to expect
to see.
I've been wrong every time.
I have been right every time.
How about you just say that Trump wins?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, here's the thing. It still could happen. As horrible as it is to think about that, nothing is in the bag.
Got to win 5 states.
Yeah, and a couple of those. Actually, I was going to ask you two. How do you guys feel about being in a battleground state? Because I'm not. I have mixed feelings because it's super uncomfortable for me because this is going to be a big serious thing.
Yes,
but at the same time, it's kind of but since I'm here, I can actually affect it.
Yes.
So I'm kind of in the middle.
We're playing for keeps this time.
Yeah.
North Carolina is.
And in the last 2 elections,
I honestly haven't even thought about it. I haven't thought about it one bit because I already know everyone I'm voting for, and I haven't even thought about it being in a battleground state yet. I haven't even thought about it. But they've the candidates have both spent quite a lot of time here, which, I have a question. How do you figure out when these rallies are happening? Because I've never heard about these rallies happening or where you can go.
I bet you can go on their website and
find out when these rallies are happening?
Yeah.
Because it's not like they announce.
I usually find out the locations just because they aim towards college areas.
Yeah.
Because the
thing that I've always wondered was when they're always saying poll numbers. It's no one's ever asked me my opinion.
Yeah.
So how do they know?
Polling?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No,
they're Clinton is at 40%, and it's I'm in there, but I know I didn't give my opinion. So how do they know?
How do they know that? I've never been polled.
That's why nobody trusts polls, really.
Yeah. Where are these numbers coming from? I'll give them that.
Yeah, but
Let's give her a 50. Let's give him a 42.
I just don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, what are they looking at? Facebook posts?
But I don't know. Well, and this
That's a good
is
question.
this is something that Trump's been saying the last couple of days, or not Trump, but some of his surrogates have been saying how he's down in the polls, and they've been saying that doesn't really mean anything, and they've been bringing up the whole Brexit thing, and they've definitely got a point there. The polls were saying Brexit wasn't going to happen, and then it happened, which is why I'm super uncomfortable about this election, because it could be that.
I told y'all on the show that I don't remember what week it was, but I did tell you on the show. I said it on the show that a lot of the people that they poll, there's a stigma that comes with being a Trump supporter. You hear,
Definitely.
I'm voting for Trump, and you think, who's this misogynistic, homophobic asshole?
Yeah, you think swamp person.
Yeah. So there is a slight chance that these people who are being polled, who are you going to vote for? Clinton. Totally. Hillary Clinton.
Oh, I got
and then they go into the voting booth and they just check Trump's name and then they go on about it. Because no one, that is a private moment. That's like taking a piss. No one knows what you're going to do there.
I think you're probably right to a certain extent, but in the same token...
You mean I'm probably right?
Well, in the same token...
This is my show. I'm 100% right.
Yeah, but Trump supporters are so proud of it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big problems.
There are, not everyone is into politics as...
I think your theory is flipped, because there are people that are terrified to put up Hillary signs because Trump supporters will go and damage their property.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this for the Trump supporters. It is more likely that a Hillary Clinton supporter will tear down your Trump sign.
Is that based off of what's happened here with the
There's a
firebomb?
guy that just aimed towards a Trump sign with his truck.
Trying to
and
runs
went
it
back on the
over.
road.
There's a guy I know who's put up his third one.
Yeah.
His Trump pen sign. Someone keeps stealing it. They're probably the young Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
But as much as I don't like that, I think that's stupid to do that as well.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't know.
It's not going to change their vote if you take their sign.
Yeah, in fact, you're just probably adding fuel to it. You're making them vote even harder for it.
Right.
What do you think about the whole firebombing?
Hey, I was really upset about that, but I think it's really great that Clinton campaign or the Democrats donated $13,000.
Yeah,
they did
to rebuild it.
Trump's first response was, "These are Clinton supporters who did this," and a lot of Republicans are trying to say, "Well, obviously the people who did this don't like the Republicans." I don't know if I buy that.
I think they might just be mad.
I think, and people are going to think I'm a conspiracy guy, but I think there's a definite possibility that was Republicans who did that to make Republicans seem sympathetic.
I've heard that.
To make it sympathetic, so to say, like, look at these liberals who seem so moderate. Look what they're doing to us when they're not actually doing it. And I might not have
idea.
Like people that fake injuries.
Yeah,
Since I talk to conservatives on a daily basis, a lot of them, there is an idea, and I hear it all the time, how dangerous liberals are who go to Trump rallies and cause trouble.
Yeah.
I hear this.
Okay.
But I'm also but I also know that Trump supporters
are the ones who have been hurting people.
Women. But they're saying that, well, it's because liberals are so violent, they go there and cause the trouble, and then the Trump supporters react.
We've got it on camera, the contrary.
Yeah.
We've got a guy on camera walking away and getting punched in the face. Yeah.
The bubble.
Well, I know. But that's what I'm saying. And I might not be... I may not have been willing to go this way and think it could definitely be Republicans if there wasn't already evidence of it, because it was only 8 short years ago that chick carved a fucking bee into her face, pretending like she got attacked by some black guy supporting Obama. She carved a bee into her face to try to pretend like it, but she was so stupid that she it was backwards because she did it in a mirror.
In a mirror.
Yeah.
So they've got a history of pretending like they've been attacked. That was just to try to get sympathy and to try to make.
I forgot all about that lady.
So so it would not surprise me at all if this was what a Republican did to try to make the liberals look bad, especially in a battleground state.
Totally.
That's why I was so glad that it was so quick that the Democrats gave them the money.
Yeah.
They said, "Here's $13,000. Rebuild your little site."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they got Mike Pence, dumbass, walking around it. Do you see he was there today, and he's just walking around looking at it? It's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're looking at charred remains like he's some fucking fire brigade. It's like, fuck off.
Watch him just morph it back into it.
You know what I love is that
it's just this show.
You know what I would love is that if he's looking around and he's just looking, all of a sudden he goes, "Liberals were here."
He took some of the char and he's just like, "I did this. I mean, liberals did this."
Liberals did this. No, I mean, in this political climate that we have, no, I mean, I don't put it past. I even thought that maybe a group of, Republicans were like, hey, I even saw someone say, like, hey, maybe they did it, to collect on it or, like you said, to get the thing. Yeah. I actually do not think that's what it is. I think that liberals, who are passionate, just like Trump supporters,
it definitely could be. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that these are Clinton supporters. I actually think that the people who do this are more of the Bernie Sanders supporters. Because the Bernie Sanders supporters are a different breed. Because the Bernie Sanders supporters are into flipping the script entirely. You have Bernie Sanders supporters who are voting for Donald Trump just because it flips the script.
They're idiots.
I don't think a Clinton supporter went out and nuked the place. I think it was a Bernie Sanders supporter.
Could be.
If anyone who did it, it probably was. It was a Bernie guy who just wants to flip the script.
Yeah.
Wanted probably to feel the burn.
Literally.
Ooh. Literally wanted to burn it.
I think that's probably what it was more likely
could be
to do.
Could be. I just wanted to put it out there and take a little trip down memory lane to the idiot with the beat.
Yeah, to the beat. But I mean, since we're talking conspiracy theories, I mean, Trump's been listening to Alex Jones. That's where he's getting all this from. The guy who says that the government is putting a chemical in the lining of juice boxes to turn kids gay.
Wow. Is that how it's done?
That's how it's done.
Good to know.
All the kids, in his mind, he said this on his show. I watched it.
Yeah.
And he said all of the kids are going to grow up to be gay, and it's because of the lining in the juice box. And he actually opened up a juice box and showed the lining on his show and was like, look, the chemical is in there.
What's his reason for them doing this? They want...
He says. Well, he started the segment out saying, "Why is it today that all these young people?"
I bet he just got that because it says fruit juice on it.
Well, that's why they call it that. They're like, they're trying not to lie about it, but they're like, it clearly says what it is on the label. It's fruit juice. Anyway,
is it like population control?
Well, he started out.
Ooh.
He started out by saying, why are all these kids coming out as gay these days? Because it seems
because it's safer.
Because he's like, it seems like every kid these days is gay. Why is that? It's because they've been drinking the juice box.
Yup. That's what makes people gay.
I almost have to give him some credit because it seems like in this nonsense he's at least admitting that they are really gay. Which is why I've heard a lot of people saying, why are all these gay people coming out? Obviously they're not gay and they're just straight people who want to pretend to be gay. At least he's admitting that they're probably really gay.
They're probably gay. Yeah,
still bullshit.
Give him credit, man.
But
still very much bullshit.
So kids, don't drink your juice boxes.
He's an interesting guy because I disagree with him on just about everything I've heard him say, but I still think I could get along with him. Like, I think if we invited him to the show, I bet I'd fucking have a good time.
I would love to have Alex Jones on
because I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think he's, for whatever reason, so prone to the conspiracy.
I need to try to get Alex Jones on the show. I'm going to write him an email.
Do it.
Say, hey.
There's another guy. God, I cannot remember his name.
You ever seen Alex Jones throw a fit?
Is that the guy that was like crying in the microphone that one time? There was some video of some dude that was just so angry at Hillary that he was just tearing up.
I think that was Alex Jones.
We're gonna fucking lose the country.
That was Alex Jones. In fact, Alex Jones was the guy the night we were watching the debate. Mm-hmm. I saw him going, okay, and here comes her motorcade. I wonder what kind of drug she's got out. Are they going to show her getting out of the car? Are they going to show her that? Are they going to show her this? He was the one. He's the one who's been pushing the whole drug thing, which is why Trump wants to do a drug test.
That's weird. I always thought that. Did you hear that? I forget who it was. One of Obama's press secretary, I think. Did you hear what he said about it? Mm. Someone told him that, and he was laughing, and he was like, "So the guy who's been snorting his way through 2 debates wants to have a drug test."
Oh my gosh!
Oh man, I think they should.
He's turning this into. As entertaining and as funny as it is, it's actually really concerning because he is turning this entire thing into a show.
It's dangerous.
It's very terrifying.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's really dangerous because he's been saying...
He's threatened jail time.
It's very dangerous because of that and because he said that this system is rigged.
Yeah.
And that sends a bad message to people because if you've got him saying the system is rigged, when he loses this, now we all know why he's doing this because he's trying to figure out a tactic to lose.
Because Trump can't lose.
He can't lose.
Trump's so amazing.
Then we all know
he can't just lose. He has to be stolen from him.
But think about 40% he's got.
Yeah, and they all are buying.
40% of the country after this election is going to say that their vote did not matter because it was taken away from them by the government and the media who wanted the Clinton machine to become president. That is dangerous. Well, 40% of the country then now believes that their democracy and their democratic right to vote was taken away from them because it was a rigged game and it didn't matter at all.
He's also saying the same about Obama.
It's a dangerous thing.
He's saying Obama didn't get enough votes, but that he stole the election. This is what's so interesting, though, because it's like every time they win, it's completely legitimate. Yeah. Every time they lose, well, it's a rigged system. It's like if it was a rigged system, you guys would not have the control of the House. Yeah. You wouldn't. And the other reason why it's even up in the air whether or not you'll maintain it is because you've all fucked up. You know, it's
putting like Trump where he was.
Yeah. They deserve to go down.
Fighting. How can they control the House when they're fighting amongst themselves?
Did you hear what happened? I was so almost arrogantly proud of myself because last week you were saying how all these Republicans are leaving, and I was saying that I didn't give them any credit, that I compared them to just rats scurrying about because they were trying to get somewhere safe. Well, in this past week, all of the voters have not changed their opinions about Trump despite all of this that's coming out, and as soon as the GOP saw that, they went right back to him. Just like the little rats they are, scurried back. Yep. And I was like, I told you. It's just like, this is my Trump moment.
It's great.
I was right all along.
It was great when you can get it, when you're just like, yeah.
I knew it, though. There was nothing impressive at all about people jumping ship when it got bad. Yeah. And it's almost, it's as distasteful as that was, it's 10 times more disgusting to see them run back once they see the voters aren't leaving. Yeah. I mean, it's pathetic. They're losing any tiny shred of dignity they had. and this is why it might change completely, because people are seeing this. Yeah. People are seeing that, all the people who don't like Trump are seeing, these Republicans we thought cared about these values are going back to Trump. And all the people who like Trump are saying, all these people who hated us are now using us. So, like, Paul Ryan can't win one way or the other, because when all this is said and done, the people who supported Trump will always know he didn't really support Trump. And all the people who didn't support Trump, that are still Republicans, will always know he kind of went towards Trump when it was convenient. So he's kind of screwed himself over.
Yeah, Paul Ryan needs to go back to the gym.
he needs to go knock on Romney's door and see if he can cuddle in bed with him at night.
Yeah. Romney, can I please sleep with you tonight? Come on in, Ryan.
He has his, like, little blankie.
His little teddy bear.
He sleeps at the foot of the bed, curled up. Hey, so...
Like the bitch he is.
Like the bitch. So, guess what? I've got a new invention that will change the course of history for 100 years.
I'm so happy.
Yes. Okay.
I really am.
So, I'm a
jump ship. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a single guy.
No way.
I'm a single guy. I've been single for 28 years now. Really? And, 28 years I've been single. And that's my whole life.
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad?
No.
Every day of your life?
Yeah, you never know. You got a radio show, you got a job, you got shoes.
I condescend waitresses.
You condescend waitresses? Anyway.
I wasn't saying that.
He didn't say waitresses.
But I didn't.
Wait staff.
I wasn't saying condescend. I just didn't know if they thought you were putting on a bit of an act.
Yeah.
Well, I am.
Okay. Well, go ahead, single man.
So anyway, I'm an entertainer by nature.
I'm going to call you Single Pringles.
Single Pringles. I actually like that.
Once you pop,
the fun don't stop. But I've just never popped. Anyway,
he's waiting to pop. I'm waiting. Ladies, wait till this guy pops.
It's gonna be like a fucking pinata up
the
here.
Fun don't stop. Yeah, man. I'm all kind of full of sweets.
Olay.
So I'm a single guy. And one of the things that is very frustrating when you're a single guy, especially when you're 28 years old and there's a wide range, and most of the girls your age are already spoken for or whatever. Mm-hmm. You don't know who's who. You don't know like who's single or whatnot. You have no idea.
That's the wedding ring.
Yep.
Well, see, we don't even know who's in a relationship, period.
Yeah,
if they're dating someone or that you're married, if you're married, you can find yeah.
Are you, I don't want to preempt you, but are you coming up with basically a wedding ring type thing for people who aren't married?
No.
Okay.
Because they have those.
No.
This is the Connor rings.
Okay, good.
No. Nothing like that. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
All right. Is it a tracking device?
in a way.
Oh God.
It's a drone.
Okay.
Drone.
All right.
It's a single drone.
It's not a drone.
A single drone.
Well, it'd be nice if you could just fly in, pick up a single lady, bring it to you.
Okay, pick her up and then bring her to singles night at the cereal bar.
Yes.
The cereal bar.
Cereal singles.
God, that is still the best
It's some
idea ever.
Cheerios.
All right,
If you can pick up more than one, have them waiting in that special line.
Right. So, this
Combined everything.
This is beautiful. All right. So I was thinking it could be one or two things, or it could be both.
Okay.
You could either have kind of like the Google glasses.
The what?
The Google glasses.
Oh,
that's coming out. They're still working on the technology of the
Yeah.
Google
Where
glasses.
you have a little chip that you put down.
Yeah, and you can see all kinds of stuff, and you can read text and do all that stuff.
They're basically making schizophrenia
I think.
attack
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What? People?
Yeah.
What? So anyway, but it also could be like Pokemon Go, to where like
Poke.
people.
I got it.
Listen.
Poke.
Pokemon.
Listen. All right.
Pokemon.
So you have the app. It's like a dating app. Okay, that's what the basis of it is a dating app. And people log on to this thing.
I like this already.
Listen. So people log on to this thing. They fill out a profile and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when you're
Pick your
every
favorite Pokemon.
dating app ever.
but get this,
Now,
as you walk around.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And let's say you're
You can throw balls at them.
No! Shut up!
And then she goes, wait.
And like it starts like shaking.
And then they go, Justin. And then we go, Justin, put your pants back on.
Justin, stop throwing your balls at people.
No, listen to this. Beautiful. All right, listen. So you're walking around with it. Let's say you're someplace, okay?
Yeah.
For example, I know this girl that I like to say hello to when I'm at the gym, but I have no idea what her name is, and she works in an area that I can't ever really talk
Oh, so
to.
what, you scan her and her dating profile pops up?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and you can find out.
I would hate to be scanned. No,
listen.
that's terrifying. No,
It's a beautiful idea.
no,
sort of like-
this is horrifying.
No,
Stop.
This is like Orwellian, man.
This is great.
Thought crimes.
No,
Yeah.
she's on the thing too.
Oh, okay. Not you can't just do it to anyone.
No, it'll be if you do it, it won't work.
So you're sitting there trying to like scan her with your little glasses, like you're just standing there, like, hey, are you
No.
on?
So, or you could have a phone like a Pokemon Go thing, and you see the girl, you're like, oh, I wonder if she's. Nope.
You throw a ball at it.
You hold the phone up, it sees her.
I kind of get what
You
you're
hit the button.
it's basically
It'll let you know.
you can just do profiles from the camera, basically.
Yeah, and she can do it to you too.
Yeah.
And that way it'll let people know, like, you and I, we're here together. We're both single people. We both got our profiles now. Let's talk.
Yeah.
But
see,
see,
now
now
you
do that
know.
with Tinder
Yeah, but
because Tinder you have to do it within a certain mile radius.
Tinder's never going to work. It's a piece of shit.
Tinder's worked for hundreds and thousands of people.
Not me. It's a piece of shit.
What? Just because it hasn't worked for you doesn't mean it's a piece of
This
shit.
would work for me.
Calm down, Trump. It's not rigged.
I had a friend who signed up for
I think
eHarmony,
life is rigged
like
against
10
me.
years ago, and he put in all of his stuff, and I was sitting there with him, and it asks like these questions,
Yeah.
and it has the obvious like nice guy answer, the obvious like just kind of casual answer, normal whatever answer, and then there's like a clear like you're a horrible person.
Yeah.
And he like exclusively clicked all the worst ones you could possibly do. And then when it was said and done, it did a little scan, and it was like, we can't find anybody for you.
You know what's funny?
Like on a first date, you would like to go to a nice dinner and just talk. Maybe go to the movies and eat popcorn. Fuck your brains and leave you on the curb, bitch.
It was sort of like that. It was like what's most important to you, like having fun, having meaningful relationship, the way she looks.
Yeah.
It was like, what kind of date do you want to do? Like one where you go out to dinner and buy her dinner, go to a movie, or one where you just hang out with her like at her place or whatever. It was like stuff like that. It was like they like it was almost like they were giving you a freebie. Like they were saying like, look,
They're like, you want to do this, or you want to do this?
Yeah, but it was just sort of I just was surprised because he wasn't. It was weird because he wanted to be in a relationship. But he only wanted it for,
At least he was being honest.
Well, exactly. He was being honest, but it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
And this is the problem, is a lot of these people on these...
Dating websites are not
They're
honest.
not honest at all. There was
I think that's my problem, is I think I'm too honest.
Maybe you should start lying.
I'd be like, listen, this is what you're going to get with. No, I'd be like, really, this is what you're going to get with me. You're going to get this.
Yeah, go ahead and lie. Say, my name is Justin Bullock, and I'm cool.
That's all it says. I'm cool.
Well, there's people that
Describe
have like
yourself.
fake,
I'm cool.
You have
Think
this-
of
those
cool things.
fake
That's me.
pictures. It's like a model, and then you go meet them, and it's
I
like,
was on Tinder one day. Let me tell you, I was started.
I've never done. Any
I
of this
was
stuff.
on.
Speaking of fake modeling.
I was on Tinder one day, and I was going through the pictures, and all of a sudden, a still from my movie, Lexacy, pops up.
What?
Of me.
What?
Of me.
And I click it. I'm like, what is this?
And then there are other stills from other films as the profile, and the name was like Michelle or some bullshit.
Yeah, the name was like Michelle.
Where was this on Facebook?
Tinder.
Oh, Tinder.
Tinder.
'Cause you put it
Someone
on
is
Facebook.
using my fucking image on Tinder.
That's
So I'm gonna be walking around Fuquay and they're like, "Hey, are you that chick? Hey, Michelle, how you doing?" I'll be like, "Hey, no, that is not
Yeah,
me."
I was going through there, and I saw a still frame of my movie pop up.
How? But like, how shared was your film? To the point where
I don't
it
know.
wound up on.
I don't know, but when I clicked it,
Because I have a lot of
it
friends
was
that
the
are on
scene.
Facebook.
It was the scene
Oh,
when
okay.
she was at the harbor when playing the guitar, and I click on it,
So
and
the
there,
braid and the headband.
yeah, and there was like 3 more pictures from scenes from that movie, and then there was one picture of her and Nick
Yeah.
for Holiday Writers,
Oh yeah, that's right. The blonde hair.
the blonde hair.
Oh my god, Justin sent that to me. I was in.
I know, I took
was
a
still at
screenshot.
UNCW, and he sent that to me, and I was in one of my acting classes, and I opened it, and I was like, "No shit, no shit." And so the rest of the class period, the professor and all the students were just talking about catfishing the entire class. So I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Hey, I screenshot it and I
You
sent
should
it
have
over to her.
tried to meet this person.
That's what I said. I was like, "Justin, you should
I
just
wanted
post
to- I
pictures
wanted
of
to-
you and I together,
Yeah.
and then be like, "Hey, Ariana, how's it going?"
I wanted
Yeah.
to write and be like, why aren't you paying royalties for the use of my screenshots? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Ari was all upset about her image, but I'm like, I'm not getting paid here. I'm like, where's my money?
I'm
This is
legitimately surprised you didn't follow up on this. That seems
You
like
should
you.
have.
That seems like the thing.
I
you would've
was
done.
so shocked. I just didn't
Yeah,
know
I
what to
get
do.
that.
I didn't know what to do. I mean, what do you do when you see your best friend pop up on Tinder and it's like,
It's
that's
not me.
her. It's not her. Someone's using, and then you see your still shots from your movie, so you're thinking,
Royalties.
how did they get my still shots?
Yeah, well, that's why
I wanted to
wondered
write,
at
first of all,
if it was-
thank you for watching the movie. I hope you enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Second-
Well, that's why I wondered.
Thanks
if
for
it
being
was
a
Facebook,
fan.
because that's where people could just go get a
I
picture.
remember,
of it.
I mean, I took steals and I posted them, but I don't, Lexacy never had a page.
No.
So I was really confused as, how did they get these pictures? I just
Could've been
shared,
from my website.
because I just shared them among the group.
Yeah.
It could have been from my website.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I mean,
'cause that's
yeah.
where I put my stills and stuff. But I've also had people use my image for fake Instagram, fake Facebook, fake whenever MySpace was a thing. People took my images on MySpace before I was actually a model. I was like 14 and they took my photos.
That's so
like,
weird.
whoa! Calm down.
People are weird, man.
MySpace.
Like what? Okay, but
Never
what are
had
you
one.
thinking whenever like someone's like, "Hey, I would like to meet and get coffee or something."
Well, I wonder if they're actually doing that. Like, maybe this is a scam. Maybe they don't want to actually meet them, but they want to be like, "Hey, I like you," and then kind of be like, "Oh, I need some money. Can you like wire this, or can you send it?" Like, I wonder if that's what it is.
Totally,
They have
yeah,
no
they don't want to meet because
Yeah.
that'll never work.
They might.
Yeah.
They might just be using it to try to get people to.
Because
Like,
I know
send them
people
shit.
have catfished using me and actually have tried dating people because I've had people come up to me saying, "Hey, what happened to
Yeah.
you? And why
Yeah,
aren't
so
you
that's-
talking to me anymore?" I'm like,
That's weird. Yeah, when they actually want to meet in
Hey,
person.
yeah.
I got a message on Tinder one time. This shows my aloofness. I got a message on Tinder one time, and she was like, "Hey, do you shave?" And I was like, so I write back, "Yeah," but I said, funny thing is, I don't really like to, but then again, I don't like having facial hair, so I'm kind of caught in between. That's what I kind of said. I mean, that's
She
what
was like, "Oh."
And she goes, "That's not what I meant." And I was like, "Oh." And I just was like, I'm not talking.
Wait, what did she mean? I'm completely.
Shave.
balls.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, that's your
I'm
first
not
time.
talking to her no more.
Hey, she might have been great.
She could have been
Yeah,
really cool.
someone who starts a conversation that way is great. She's
Maybe.
great. That's a girl you take to see your mother.
Yes, it is.
You know, how did you meet? Well, she asked me if I shaved down there.
And you're like, yeah.
And I said, I can't resist her.
You're like, you don't like body hair, me either. Let's do it.
And she went like me. Look at that. Look at
Oh my
that.
god.
Still there.
The fucking wolf man.
Yeah, I've never had any of these experiences. I've never done
fucking
that kind of
terrible.
dating. But I
Yeah.
just dated people I met.
But after I left my ex, like 3 years ago, my best friend installed Tinder for me. And within the first day, she was just like swiping on everybody. And I had maybe 200 matches in one day. And I was like, no. So I deleted it.
I was on Tinder for months and I would get like one.
And you didn't follow up on it?
Well, it would always be like something.
Shave.
Yeah, that was it. That was the one.
Everyone was just like,
You can't
hey,
be picky, man.
razors or not.
If the best, if all you got is the one who wants to know if you shave.
That's not bad. It's not like, hey, can I have your organs?
Yeah.
It could be worse.
Or maybe that's exactly what she wanted.
What if she's
She
like,
wanted your organ.
What if she's like, okay, I have this idea where people, you're tired of standing in line, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
I would have been like, that's a great idea. We could have connected on
That
that.
would be so.
So what do you think?
funny.
So what do you think? No, really. Like, look, have you ever not been? Well, I guess y'all, because y'all you just find people everywhere. But for us single people out there, every single guy right now is going, yes, we need this now. But like, no, really, you have a phone on your app or your thing, you know, and you see a girl. Do I need to even go bother talking to her? Or she'll say something. Listen, this happens to me all the time where girls come over and they're extremely nice to you, and then they find out, oh well, I've been dating this guy for 9 years. I just want to be nice to you. You know, like it happened to me the other day. And so like you know, it almost
so
like
frustrating.
do I even need to worry about even saying 2 sentences to this girl? You know, so you go, all right, here we go. Oh, she's single. It even pops up, single. And you're like, this is amazing. Maybe
even send to you.
Maybe it even sends her a message going.
Do either of you know anybody who's met someone that way and actually has a good relationship?
Online.
Mm-hmm.
My sister met some dude online and they were together for over 2 years.
That didn't work out?
No. No, they kind of...
Was it they just drifted apart, or was it like a horrible breakup? Not to get too personal.
It was a very strange relationship, and I can get into the details of it after the show is over, but
Okay.
they just got into this really big argument one night because of something really gross and stupid.
Okay.
And then the cops were called, and then she didn't have gas money to go home. I was taking summer courses. And
Right.
she calls me, and she's like, can you come to Greenville?
Mm-hmm.
No, Greensboro
Right.
from Wilmington. But I had an exam the next day at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I'd left at that exact moment, I would not have made it back for the exam.
She was on the phone with me the whole time.
Well, I would consider that a bad breakup then.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
But so that's my point, though.
No, I don't know any.
I'm sure there's maybe some, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. The success rate is very high,
Well,
which is why it makes more sense.
eHarmony says that they are. eHarmony has it all the time. That they said. You know what's actually funny about that is I actually was signing up for eHarmony. This is how I wound up on Match.com. I was signing up for eHarmony. First of all, it's godly expensive.
That's one thing that nobody really ever talks about. Is
It's
the shit.
extremely
It's
expensive, and
like $100,
and I
right?
didn't want to pay.
How
yeah.
much?
It was like $100 for like a year. So you have to like subscribe, I think, right?
What?
You have to keep redoing it.
Yeah, you have to do. And I was like, I don't want to give this douchebag $100 with the intent of like me ever finding anyone, because at that point I was not confident to give $100
Yeah.
to find someone.
Well,
I would give $100.
Of course, their
No,
thing
they
is like it's only $100 that could last the rest of it.
yeah.
I was
No,
like,
thank you.
No, thank you. That's what I said. But anyway, that wasn't even what did it for me. I was even like, okay, let me just do the thing. The test came up and I started answering the questions. 10 minutes later, I'm still answering questions. I just was like, forget about it. It was the questions. I was like, I'm not answering any more questions. I'm
Like,
tired
I'm
of
trying to get
answering
really
questions.
personal and trying to be like, here's your exact match of a person.
I got
But
tired of answering the questions.
if you meet someone who is the exact of you, and you, like most people, are not in love with themselves,
Right.
that's not going to work out.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
I'm attracted to people who are not like me at all. Actually.
Yeah.
You gotta have. I mean, Audrey and I are. We have a lot of things in common, but
You gotta have stuff in common.
Well, yeah, you can always have
that's what I'm saying. But
personal
we're not
interests.
like identical.
You know, like, wow, you like this? I like this.
Yeah.
Like, my ex and I were actually really identical. We always, even up until now, we stopped dating in high school, we still get the same phone every single time, and we don't even talk about it. Like, we're just that similar, and we're always in, like, weird aspects of life where we're just like, oh, hey, cool, awesome. But,
Yeah, it's sometimes it just doesn't. That doesn't work.
yeah, it doesn't. For some
But
I
I
never
tell you
thought
what-
about that. That's a good point. So these dating websites that's probably
They're
why
really
they're not very
flawed.
successful.
because they're like, oh, you have a 97% match rate. And you're like, well,
That's what OkCupid was. At one point, I was on 4 dating sites at one time, which I discovered that being on 4 dating sites doesn't increase your odds of yes, it increases your no.
yeah.
But and plus too, you see a lot of the same girls on the same 4. I'd be on 4 dating sites. I see everyone on the same thing.
yeah.
So weird to
there was
me.
no pool. Like, it was not like, because I would be like, well, let me go join another site, see if there's any like new ones out there. No, it's the same batch. Everyone's doing the same thing I was doing. They're just joining all these different ones.
Yeah.
But I remember there was one, OK Cupid was the same way. They would ask questions and you answer the questions and then you hit the match and be like, I matched with a girl one time, 98%.
Mm-hmm.
And she matched with me 98%. And they're like, she's at the top of the list. And so I click on her. I'm like, she's actually pretty cute. 98%. I was reading her thing.
Yeah.
We're perfect. And I go to message her, never writes me back. 98%. I should have led with that. Listen, because I started with, hi, how are you? My name is Justin.
You should be like, I'm Mr. 98%.
Yeah. Been like 98%. Do you shave?
So is that what the algorithm is? I don't know if that's the right word, but that they match if you get the exact same thing.
Yeah, you answer these questions and it matches a percent of like how many questions did you answer that matched hers. And it would be like, you are 98% matched with everything that she said.
See, they should do it more complicated, where they get like an actual relationship therapist to talk about like what kind of things work together.
Yeah.
And then have people who got different answers but that work together.
Yeah.
As opposed to
well, that would make $100 worth it.
Yeah.
If you had an actual therapist.
But here's the thing. I mean, this is just my opinion, but this seems like such a bad idea because it's like you can't really reduce people down to a few questions. You can't really reduce people down to a few
eHarmony
options.
does not. It's like 20 minutes of questions.
But still, if
Match.com, I don't remember answering any questions.
I don't think...
Even so, like, whenever you meet a person, within the first, 30 seconds of talking to them, you know if you actually like them as a person or not.
Yeah. I mean,
and then from there, that's whenever you...
Too.
Yes.
I went out with a girl one time.
Also because technology is so...
I went out with a girl...
disconnected.
Twice. It was the only time in my life I'd ever been on 2 dates with the same girl.
Really?
It was the only time. And she was cool. She was a teacher. And she came up... We were sitting there talking, and finally she goes, I have to ask, I noticed that you're real big into film, and you're a filmmaker. Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, it's like, that's who I am, man. That's me. And then she said, well... She goes, I get that everyone has to have an ambition. Mm-hmm. And she said, but what is your plan if that doesn't work out? And I was like, I don't have a job now. And she goes, well, that's not what I mean. She goes, have you thought about doing that job the rest of your life? And I said, no. And she goes, because you want to be a filmmaker. And I said, yeah. And she's like, no.
Well, what does she want from you?
She wanted me to quit that filmmaking.
She wants a stable job.
But you have one.
That's what I told her. I said, I have a job. And she was like, but are you ever going to progress in that job? And I was like, well, I don't care.
No, but you will. Yeah. I mean, you have.
If you stay if you stay with it long enough. I mean, but like, but apparently like doing what I was doing wasn't good enough. She was like, well, what about the and I told her, I said, but the filmmaking thing, like, I'm never going to
stop.
I mean, film will always be there.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
You should have dropped down and said, don't take me away from my movies.
Don't take me away from my movies.
She would take pity.
We solved it. We solved it. She was that guy.
Yes!
And you're amazing.
Brought the show to a full circle.
We did.
Whoa! That blew my mind.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. We come up with world-changing ideas.
That was the longest circle, man.
That was a big circle.
That was a big-ass circle.
We made it around.
That was like me driving from my apartment to Wilmington, right back. That's a big circle.
That's a huge circle. That's huge. That's actually probably a pretty good place to
wrap it up.
Coming around full circle.
We're not going to have a better exit than that.
Yeah,
no, you're not going to have a better exit.
You got to wrap it, you know what I mean?
So you agree, though, that my dating app is I
don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's going to...
I don't approve.
I don't think
Why don't you approve?
I don't think it's going to fix anything because I don't think the inherent flaw already exists and you haven't addressed the flaw. You're just making it a different medium to express a flaw
You're finding out real time if the girl is single or not.
But you find that out basically. You find that out anyway.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, not in person. But I mean, with a dating app, you would find that out anyway.
No, you wouldn't, because you got to find the picture. No one ever looks like they do in the picture.
But here's another flaw. What if she is single but doesn't have this app?
Also, what if she never updated it and she's taken?
I don't think it's bad.
This is Shooting the Bull. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm Ariana.
I'm Ross.
Yeah. We'll see you back here next week.
Bye.
Bye.